Alright, what's up, guys? Fuffin here, and I think I'm gonna wait a little bit before we hop into a game. Just to let people get in here, because there's a couple things I want to talk about, so. Let's just see what's up. Alright, let's see. Alright, this should be good. Let's get it rolling, guys. Alright, just while we're waiting in queue. Not the best at chess by any means, but you know what, it's fun. I think I got this guy. I think I'm threatening way too many things right now, and I can castle. That's pretty good. I can fuck with his pawn structure at least. Oh god. I'm trying to focus on two things at once. And I left a piece hanging. Okay. Or resign and switch it to the game. cool my hotkeys work. We'll try bow start. I've tested it before, but what's up, Brian? Just started playing a couple days ago. Content. Well, I appreciate that. And, you know, I hope that you can continue to gain value from my content. I do appreciate you for watching. Alright, so what do we got here? Brawler. I could probably get rid of the Zed. Grab these. The anti-pair looks pretty good. We could get rid of maybe the brawlers. Let's see. Okay, this isn't bad. I think I'll just hold this though. Okay, we hit the Vayne. We actually have Dusk. Dusk is really good. We could probably go for leveling up here. And at least putting that in. That definitely gets slammed. Oh man, thanks for your tutorials. Really helps. I'm so trash doesn't anyway. Don't really understand when to level up. And when, but thanks. Merry Christmas. Hey, I appreciate you for watching anyway. If I can give any advice on leveling, it's a little bit obscure, but basically you just want to level up when you want different units. I know that sounds kind of self-explanatory, but like for this case, if I wanted to play this reroll Vayne, like if I wanted to play like a level 3 Vayne, I would never level up here because my odds here would be lowered to find a Vayne. With my playstyle currently, I wanted to fit in another champion at this point, and I wanted to get the higher cost champions. So that's kind of, I guess, a way to look at it. I know it's a little bit of obscure to try to explain. And then explaining why I would buy at the shop. So basically, in TFT, all of the champions are limited. So for example, I believe that there's like between 29 and 32 one-cost champions. So basically, if I have these 2 Tahm Kenches, there's only 30 Tahm Kenches left in the pool. So because you only gain additional interest gold off of increments of 10, in cases like this, like let's say I wanted more Vaynes, to increase my chances of getting Vaynes, I could just buy out all the 1 costs, or alternatively I could buy out, you know, like this 3 cost, and then not only do I have a higher chance of hitting different 3 costs that might be better for me, but in addition, like if I buy out these 2 Tahm Kenches, and then if I find another one in this shop, then I automatically have a level 2 Tahm Kench, which is just it's not a super strong unit, but it might be decent. So it lets me have options. You know, I could put it in next turn and have 2 Brawler. I could kind of look around for other stuff. And in addition, like if I buy out this shop here, I buy Pike, and I have possibility for Cultists because I have an Elise. I buy Irelia, and I can use any of these traits, which are all 2 traits. So it gives you a lot of options, and as long as you don't break that 10 gold mark, you're going to be good. But here, I'm definitely going to sell until I get to 10 gold, because this is where you can start building your economy. Yeah, most definitely. I think a lot of people get into the habit of maybe trying to play the game in a very like people like people just do things because people say to do them, and I usually try to encourage like a little bit more critical, I guess, thinking of like why people do things, because that's how I learned. Because before I really had a lot of time to get into TFT, the biggest thing that everyone always told me was, oh, you want to get good at the game? Well, watch what streamers are doing and then copy it. And I'm like, I'm watching them, but I have no idea what they're doing. And so I tried to like critically analyze why they made decisions, and it seemed to work a little bit. So we'll put you here. Just one perspective on that, I suppose. We'll do this. And no problem. If you guys have any other questions, I am more than happy to assist you guys too. No cultist chosen this game. Bet I'll take it. Probably, depending on what this guy has. Oh, he's got keepers. I might lose to that. I'll see. Yeah, that's true. You should think about why and not just copy. League only player, drop from diamond low plat, so I'm tilted. Yeah, I personally like TFT a whole lot more than League, because I found that critically analyzing my games in TFT was way better than in League. And this could just be how I process and learn information, but it did not matter. Like when I played when I played League, I was a top lane player, and so I basically always was just like, well, I'm gonna just split push, because I wanted to have autonomy over my own game, and it just didn't really work out. Oh, this guy has an Infinity Edge Akali. Yeah, there's no way I beat that. But yeah, no, I basically was just like even though I'm split pushing and trying to make an impact on my own, I'm still at some level reliable on my team, or reliant on my team. And I just really absolutely did not like that about the game. And then switching into TFT, I know if I screw up in TFT that it's my fault, and I can more accurately correct whatever I am having an issue with, because I am like the only static variable. And that's, I guess that's kind of why like I like this more. And plus, like, if I screw up, I can only be mad at me. And I didn't like being able to use my teammates as like a scapegoat, because I didn't feel like that was a good enough excuse for me, and it also didn't help me learn. But I mean, I recommend TFT. There's a lot less support as far as the game generally goes. I think that we can agree that like League has a whole lot more support financially, and with the team backing it and blah blah blah. But I still think that it's a fun game regardless, and I think that it's at the state right now where it's not absolutely horrific to like pick up and try and learn. But I always recommend at least giving something a shot before you decide on whether it's for you or not. League is very tilting. It's true. If I lose because of me, it's no problem. Tilting if the bot goes 0-2. Yeah, really appreciate TFT, but I have to understand and get it. Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing that I can like say is like just play it like a bit, and I mean, if you want, I have the complete guide. Unless you've already seen it, but that's about the easiest way I can like describe the interface of TFT. Um, there's a lot of things that I still either haven't completely learned or maybe like just things that maybe haven't completely clicked in my time playing, and it can cause issues sometimes, but in general I don't think it's super super hard to pick up. There's just a lot of little finite details that people don't really talk about, and honestly a lot of it is just learning which units are good in their interactions and things like that. For example, I don't know if anyone in the chat currently played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I have a background in playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh's card game rules are notorious for being ungodly, like complicated, and similar things can happen in TFT. There's a lot of inconsistencies with how champions interact, but if you learn them while you play, then it gets stuck in your head. Basically, if you get screwed over by something happening, you'll remember it forever. So I guess that's generally how that works, but it can be frustrating for certain interactions to happen, and the fact that there are just huge bug fixes every patch. Basically, seen all of your guides, and I love them for real. Watch them many times. Watch many, but yours were the best. I appreciate that. I try and cover things in a little bit of a different manner. I've seen because obviously I've tried to watch guides and stuff, but they sometimes can be a little bit convoluted, I guess is the best way to put it, or like they're not usually for like beginners. That's the biggest thing I see, I think. A lot of guides are kind of like you have to have already played the game for a period of time to understand the finite concepts that people are talking about. Especially because in the pro levels, like the people who are supposed to be teaching you the game, they use a lot of jargon and stuff like that can just really get lost in translation. So I try and, I guess, just break everything down to its bare bones and then, see what happens. I'm thinking I just go for the rod here because I can get the locket. And that will put me in a decent spot. I don't know. I'm trying to probably get rid of this warlord thing because it's doing decent for me, but if I go against this top guy again, he's probably going to take first. Let's see. Okay. We get this. Yeah, I don't really want the spirit. I like this a whole lot more. Alright, let's see. In my youth I played, and I was proud when I had the gods. Had around 2K cards in my basement. Yeah, I think everybody had like a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then like either some of us got into it or we just like said, that's for the past. I played it for a while, and then eventually like they had changed just a little bit too much with the game, and it kind of became not for me anymore, so I decided to move on to different things. But it was still fun regardless, and it taught me a lot of concepts that I can use in games like TFT. And it also taught me how to like critically think about things. Do you mind talking through what you're thinking? Appreciate what you do. Skip over a lot of fundamentals. Yeah. In general, I think that in this game, so okay, here's my philosophy for how to play TFT. And this is like everybody develops a different play style through their time, but like basically the way that I play is I just maintain as much health as possible, and then I try to get to level 9 and try to get to level 9 with 50 gold, and then try to get a chosen champion that's a legendary. And basically I try to use whatever items are going to be good on them in the late game, and just find someone to hold him until then. So it can be kind of difficult. And something you saw me do at the end there was I actually moved my vein to the other side. I saw, because there's a 30% chance, I'll talk about this in another video because it's really complicated, but there's actually a way to predict who you're going to fight against, and I know that there was a 30% chance I was going to fight that guy, and he was very strong, and if that Akali gets on my vein, it dies, so I moved it to the other side at the last second, but, I'm going to get rid of that. But there's a lot of things that can be kind of hard for that. I level here at 7 because this is usually when people are going to try to get to 7 and maybe roll down for gold. So I wanted to get to level 7 so I could have a chance of getting a Chosen and also getting the gold champions. And then right now I'm going to continue rolling to try and get another Chosen that is probably just better for my situation. Oh, this Cassiopeia would be good, but I just can't deal with it right now. I'm going to put in Hunter, Brawler, and probably Elderwood, because I have an Ashe now, and I have items that can work pretty decently on Ashe. So I'm going to attempt to, slam them on her too. And then we're going to try and sell here to get back up to 50 gold. And I didn't pick up a Chosen here, so usually you're going to lose these, just like I'll probably lose this one. But it's not too bad, considering we have maintained the 50 gold or whatever. And then we can still search around looking for something, because we do need something to be able to carry us here. So we're just going to look for a good Chosen, one that can use these items and everything. So found a Elderwood Veigar, which means we can get rid of some of this stuff, and we want to put in 6 Elderwood, because 6 Elderwood is a massive trait. And then that should be strong enough to keep us at a high health amount. Now, if I find anything else I can use, I can consider, picking it up as well. But I don't want to sell either of the champions currently on my bench, because then I would lose pairs. And, obviously getting to the level 2s of champions is really, really beneficial. But right here, we have Hunter and all that. And it's actually possible. I passed up a Nami in the last shop because I couldn't afford it. But if I get like a mage, I could switch all of this over to Veigar carry, because I have 2 items, Blue Buff and Hand of Justice, which are good on Veigar. But this is also a good method to use, because splitting my damage between Magic being a Veigar and AD being Ashe is a pretty good way to get around things like Mystic and Vanguard. Love playing TFT. New things are, hope you'll stream someday, but really gotta sleep at 2 a.m. Yeah, I've been streaming every day for almost a week. So, hopefully you're able to catch me. That should be pretty consistent. Like I said, I think I've streamed 3 times today. So if you're around, I would just say turn on notifications if you're already subscribed. And that should give you a pretty good indicator of when I'll be on. Besides that, I hope your day goes good, or you have a nice sleep. If it's 2 a.m., then definitely. Yep, and appreciate you. And good night to you, too. Alright, well, this is a pretty bad setup here. And then I guess other concepts involving like the carousel and stuff is try not to take 1-cost units, because they're very cheap. And also, I can just do this. If anyone's curious about stream scheduler stuff, I'll probably put a bot in the my Discord's chat room that'll have more information on that. But besides that, I'm just picking up things right now for various different comps if I want to switch out of Elderwoods because maybe it's not as strong. You know, it might not be as strong in a turn or two. I can switch into something else. So such as, like, I have a Riven and a Cassiopeia here, which just means that Dusk is possible. I have these two, which don't really have like a lot of synergy, but they're kind of expensive. I'll actually probably sell this Warwick, because this Warwick is not really doing much for me, and I can swap these out, and I'll just put in the Ahri instead, and that'll give me Mage. Because I think that the Hunter bonus is just not going to do much, and I think that because I have a Chosen Veigar, it'll be way better for me to do that. And I can actually put this in instead because it'll give me Brawler. And then I can give that. Pick up another Dusk unit. We can sell these. We already sold that, so we can get rid of that. And now, I mean, we're just going to put money into leveling. Because it's like, if I lose, now I've lost my loss streak, or my win streak. So it's a little bit less good. But I've maintained enough gold, and you can always tell generally how strong your opponents are going to be based on their level and gold, assuming that they've spent their gold not completely recklessly, which is, you know, not something that happens all the time. But for instance, like this guy is level 6 with 0 gold, and there's a reason why he's at the bottom of the leaderboards. You know, you have level 750, level 850. This guy is going to be absolutely insane. I'm level 850, so he's probably relative in strength, but the difference is I have about 18 health on him, so I'm ahead by a little bit. Alright, we hit this. Okay. So I'm going to roll here a little bit. Just because I want to find something else I can put in. I mean, ideally, I could probably actually just get rid of this Ashe, because I think these items would just be better on Veigar anyway, especially because the whole Hunter thing isn't really working out either. So, and I have in 2 Maokais, which is kind of bad. It's not awful because I have the Brawler bonus in, but yeah, I'll look to probably, because I have 69 health here, I can tank 2 rounds. So as long as I feel like I can lose only 2 of the rounds currently in here, then it's fine for me. If I think that I'll lose more, then I should continue to roll. But how do you transition quickly between builds? Do you set up for that, or just based on what the shop is giving you? A little bit of both. So, for instance, like in this case, it's possible for me to switch into Dusk because I've been passively picking up Dusk units. But it's also possible for me to just switch a lot because I've been very comfortable with how I've switched with my builds, because I've just played the game a pretty decent amount. It's a lot of getting comfortable, really. And I guess just getting used to like lower stakes to some extent, because like I know to some extent like what's going to happen if X action happens, so it lets me be a little bit more crazy with my moves. And then yeah, a lot of it is knowing what to pick up and when to pick it up, and just sort of like exactly the classification of every champion. Yeah, I'm losing a little bit too much health here. So, I'm going to have to roll just a little bit. Okay, well that's a level 2 Ahri. This is a Riven, which gives me Dusk. Pick this up. I'm going to have to get rid of this. Probably going to have to get rid of this, but I could actually get rid of that. I'll move more stuff to the back line because now I have more things. More things that can be protected. And now, because I have a level 2 Ari, I'm more interested in not letting her die. Like, before, if it's just a level 1, it's kind of like, well, she's not going to be doing much damage anyway. But at level 2, if she uses her ultimate, she's going to be doing a crazy amount of damage. Just like there. She's kind of the reason I won that fight. And then we can look here. I mean, there's not a lot of things that work super well for me. I mean, the Gunblade is really good. The set would be really good. I think that the Trap Claw would be really good too, but I think that the Gunblade is probably the best out of these options. I can either put it on Nunu or Ari. I feel like Nunu might be better because he already has items. So that might just be the move anyway. But I feel like I can probably maintain off of this. Maybe I roll 1. Okay, and we hit a Lulu and a Yone, so that's actually really good. Lulu 2 means that the Locket's going to give us more value. And then this should be strong enough to hold me over. So my only goal right now is to survive until level 9. So because of the strength that I've been able to build moving around in this team, hopefully that means that I can get to level 9 without losing any more health. Now it's a little bit iffy as to whether that's going to happen, but hopefully, you know, if I believe hard enough, then I would have done good and I'll be able to reap the fruits of my labor. And basically now, all these champions are kind of like defunct. I mean, the Hecarim here has value, but at this point, I've already made peace with getting rid of everything. So I'm just going to keep funneling money into my buy XP up until I have at least 30 gold and can hit level 9. And then I can look at other people. This guy's level 8 with 0, which means he's never going to level 9. Now, he's got a very strong team, but he's never going to level 9. This person could possibly go to level 9, and he's also trying to Zephyr me, so I'll move my champion. And yeah. Alright, we're not up against the Zephyr guy. So hopefully that means that my Veigar can tank more hits, and my Ahri will be able to do some full casts. So Ahri gets 1 cast, and she gets 2, but this guy was one of the stronger dudes, so we probably lose that fight. Now at 32 health, we're going to be in a decent spot anyway, because we already have picked up a couple champions for the build. So basically we're going to start getting rid of stuff that we don't need, because the less stuff that we have to sift through at the end of the game, the better. So we're going to get rid of all of this, and now we're going to start putting items on some champions. And then we can start using our gold. Cool. Now we're level 9. And because we sold our Chosen, we will get a possibility for a Chosen. And because we always get gold here, we will, you know, we'll be able to make our 50 gold back. What's your playstyle? Do you always go for 9? Whenever possible, yes. Because the level 9 champions are super fun. And in addition, I think that at the end of the game, they're probably, like, stronger than anything else. So, you know, getting them is very, very, very good. All right, so his Lee Sin knocked my Yone off. That is literally the only way this guy could have possibly won. That's really funny. Really funny and extremely unfortunate. So let's see. This is a pretty difficult lobby. But at this point, I'll probably just continue to roll down every turn. Don't want that. I actually have 2 Rivens in. And I hit a Kayn, which is really good. So... can move stuff around. Now, usually I don't have this Lee Sin, and I would have a set. But, unfortunately, that is not this case. But yeah, at the end of the game, usually you can't really be beat if you have a bunch of legendaries, because the legendaries originally were created to basically like be just splashed in. So basically you're supposed to play something like Enlightened Talon, which only has 7 units, and then at level 8 and 9 you would just play like a Kayn or a set. But the way that this comp works is that if you get to level 9, you play all of those extra units that are just supposed to be supplementary. And you're playing them all, so you automatically have a leg up on the competition, because you're literally playing all of the champions that are supposed to only have 1 or 2 in every comp. So it has a really high ceiling for power. And, I mean, for instance, like, depending on who I'm fighting, these guys can never go to level 9, so they can never even get to the point that I'm at, because they've all rolled down. Meanwhile, I spent my economy wisely, and that means that I have a little bit of a better chance. And that's mainly why I like it. Like, not only is it super fun, but it also, you know, like, is really, really difficult to beat when push comes to shove. I would think I lose to this guy, though. And I'll have like 3 health, 8 health. Alright, so in terms of items, I could probably just go for this. I don't have any floating items. Nope. Okay. So my thing that I'll probably do here is sell the Lee Sin to get a set. And then maybe get rid of one of my Ezreals for an Irelia if I find one. We found an Irelia, and we don't have to get rid of the Ezreals, so Ezreal can go in. I'm not finding a set, but I'm willing to sell that and actually roll for one, because set is just way better. And I'm going to probably end up locking for this. So we're going to give these items to him. I'm going to try and put this in the corner. And do this, and I suppose I can do that. But I'm going to lock for this Kayn too, or a second Kayn. I've been trying to manage economy. I'm not good at managing my health. I suppose that's because I'm not familiar with how to build strong early board. It's possible, but I think that one of the biggest things that is like hard with TFT is actually learning how to play strongest board, because it's literally just engineered like getting to this point in the game isn't supposed to be possible. This is technically like breaking the game. But, you know, there's a lot of builds that are strong, and then there are ones that are like not particularly strong. And it could just be that you might be playing less favorable boards early. That's something I see a lot with people. And, you know, it just comes with a lot of time and testing things out. Like, these items I have on Yone are relatively like seen as like just decent, but I found certain champions that use them very well in the early game, and then, you know, there's just that benefit to them. It's a lot of like just, you know, play testing and stuff. Is this the guy with the Lee Sin? I don't know if it is. I think I might have already killed his Lee Sin. Whoever the guy with the Lee Sin is the only person who I think can beat me, because he can just knock my Yone off. Alright, he's out of the game anyway. And also managing economy and health is pretty difficult, because usually to manage your health you have to cost economy, and to manage your economy it sometimes can cost your health. So you basically just have to see which one is going to be better for you at that time and then go with that one. Because it can be pretty difficult to actually, you know, find a good balance, especially depending on what you pick up early. Because there are some things that are like really good early, and then there are some things that are just like, okay. Alright, so I need something for the front line. We hit another Shen, we hit another Aurelia. Alright, we hit the Kayn too. And we hit one of these, but I don't really want it. We hit another Kayn. Okay, I can actually grab this. Okay. So we're going to have to do something like this. And then you're going to get that. And I suppose that Kayn can get ZZ Route Portal. This should be a win. I don't think that this guy can really compete. Yeah. Yeah, this is best case scenario. And this this isn't best case scenario, so because I still don't have a set. But like this is, you know, how you want to close out games. Basically, when we talk about how expensive a team is, it's really, really hard to actually get to this point. I've definitely spent a lot of time you know, losing LP, but like, you know, consider that this champion, this champion, this champion, this champion, this champion are all 5 costs, which means that this is 15, 30, 60, and then 75. This is 75 gold just in 5 champions. And this guy has only 2 5 cost champions that are 2-starred. So like beating this is already really hard. And then when you stack on certain traits, it can make the game very difficult for your opponent. And, you know, it's very flexible at the end of the game, which is what I really like, honestly. Really, like, it kind of has a little bit of everything. But I haven't made a entire cohesive guide on how to play the comp because my opinions have changed a little bit generally on how the comp should be played, and usually your carries will change depending on patches. Like, for a while it was like Kayn carry was the best, and then Yone carry was the best, and then it went to you itemize for Yone, and you put whatever else on Kayn or set. But, I mean, the set ends in, I think, 3 weeks or something, so that was something that kind of made me like, I don't want to like make a video on it because it's going to be defunct in a few weeks anyway, but I might still make a full video on it, but it might just end up being something that's like cut from my stream or something, because I feel like explaining the nuance of playing a comp like this is really, really hard to not sound like super condescending, especially because the route to get to that end game will change between patches. So, for instance, Cultist was very, very good for a while, but now it's like okay, but you kind of have to get rid of it in the mid game, which used to not be the case. You used to be able to get 6 Cultist and it would take you all the way to 9. Now, not so much, just because of the way the meta is currently shaping up. Alright, well, I didn't get that. So, a little bit unfortunate. But it's mostly just a lot of thinking about the routes to get there. You know, and then you have your general items you want to go for, and then, like, usable items, and, you know, just things like that. There's a lot of little things that come with it, but I think it's one of the nicest playstyles because it teaches you a lot about the game, which I think can be very beneficial. I really wish I would have gotten it here at the beginning. That would be a free blue buff. Duelist Yasuo. I am not a fan, but there's an extra one in my shop. So that means that it couldn't be... Could end up just being a duelist reroll game. Maybe I just sit back for a little bit. If I hit Hand of Justice or Guardian Angel, it's almost free. But I hope I hit gold here, so I can grab this extra Yasuo. If not, I'm more than willing to just pass it up and then not go for reroll duelist. Okay, well I hit Hand of Justice now, so now it hurts to leave this behind. But I'm not going to lock my shot for it. We have Diana, Fiora, and Nami. So we'll go for 3 Duelist plus Nami, giving us Enlightened. It's going to be Hand of Justice Slam on Yasuo, and then we can probably look for a sword to go for Guardian Angel. And then those are 2 out of 3 of my items for Yona anyway. And, you know, putting them on Yasuo is just really good for the time being. The only issue with Yasuo Chosen is that you usually have to get 4 Duelist, or he just doesn't have enough power. Alright, well, we hit that, and I'm going to pre-level because I'm not going to go Yasuo. I'm not going to go Duelist. I'll play the Duelist for the beginning of the game, but I don't want to get stuck on them. And this is not the best opening, but I think that this Lulu is probably going to be the best thing that I can get. The only other thing would be like the Zed, but I'm not too crazy about the Zed. The Zed gives you Ninja, which is decent, and there's also an Evelynn, so you could consider going for Shade. But I think that this is going to be as strong as I can get. Lulu will act as sort of a supportive unit, and my Yasuo is going to be the one doing all the damage. And then Lulu will just get replaced for the next available Duelist I see anyway. Alright, well, I might just lose this because this Kindred kind of ate me alive. This is what I mean by you need 4 Duelists with Yasuo. Yasuo is not strong enough to stand on his own. So you need to have Duelist 4. Otherwise you get beat like this. Duelist 4 pretty much makes it an easy game, but you don't get it, and, well, you're just sitting there. And this is another situation where we're not really hitting things that would be good, but we're trying to maximize the ability that we hit them next round. So basically what I mean by that is, like, we have 2 pairs on the bench and then 1 pair bench and field. We have an extra Yasuo. So I'm just going to keep picking up these 1 costs because right now I could go for more Fioras, I could go for the Nami 2, or I could, you know, get like Jax or something else like that. So just picking up more 1 cost is going to lower the pool for everything. And because I can only have 9 gold on my bench of all 1 costs, I'm not going to lose any gold. But next turn, I'm going to have to sell out stuff that I'm not using to make 10 gold, so I don't start falling behind the lobby. I just know that this is strong enough to maintain my health at least a little bit. And then from there, you know, you take it where it goes. So I'm going to pick up Teemo because I think that he's pretty decent. I'm going to sell out everything I'm not using immediately. And I'm going to sell off this Yasuo because I'm never going for Yasuo 3. And if I win this fight, I will buy this Lux. Because if I end up buying this Lux, I can put her in the opposite corner. It gives me another ranged carry. And in addition, Lux is a Divine, which means that if I get Jax, I can take out Teemo. And that will give me a 4 Duelist plus Divine. Which just makes my Jax and Lux stronger anyway. So that's generally the mental route I'm going for here. And it's possible I win this. Yeah, I think I win this. It might be kind of iffy with overtime, but no, I take it. So we can proceed to our route, which will be a 4 Duelist mid game into maybe 6 Duelist plus Divine, or maybe 4 Duelist 4 Divine, depending on what we hit besides that. But we do get 3rd pick, so we probably don't get anything we actually need. Instead, we'll just pick up additional things that can be useful to us later. So probably going to be either the tier or one of the 3 cost items. So we're going to go for the tier. Because again, if we get blue buff, that'll be really good for us. If we didn't get blue buff, we would be able to go for Sunfire Cape, which would help us win early, but I don't personally like, because later it becomes really useless, and I don't want to use a whatever you call it, a belt for that. And we actually hit a second Lux, which is really good. So now we're just waiting on like a Jax. Right now we have 3 pairs, which is really, really bad, but we can't really do anything about it. Besides that, I'm going to probably just wait a little bit in general. But, I mean, this Teemo is kind of just a placeholder right now until I get Jax. Because, again, Jax will give me 4 Duelist Divine. And it'll actually activate my Lux. But if I win this, then I will be able to pick up the Nidalee pair, which will just possibly give me Sharpshooter at some point. But I think that this guy with the Sunfire Cape is going to just beat me. So he's probably got 4 Brawler. Yeah, 4 Brawler, 3 Elderwood, with a Brawler chosen with Sunfire Cape, which is one of the strongest openings. So there's no way I'm beating that. So I'll take that loss, unfortunately. We do hit the Jax, which means Teemo leaves. And then we can buy Irelia. We can buy the extra Nami and the Vayne because it's not going to cost us anything. And we can probably give the tier to Nami. And now we have this setup. We also have this additional Irelia. So if we want to get rid of this Nami for maybe a different ranged unit, then Irelia can go in and give us both Divine and Enlightened, meaning we can possibly go 4 Divine and possibly go 4 Enlightened with this Irelia. But for now, because Nami's level 2, she's a little bit better. In addition to the fact that we already have so many melees that, you know, it could be maybe not the best option. Unfortunately, we're just losing a little bit harder now. I think this guy's probably got Vanguard chosen. Needs more rice. Yeah, he does have Vanguard chosen, so that's one of those we can't really expect to win with a complete AD comp. But, you know, we're going to just try and maintain our health as much as we can. You know, we don't have a lot of gold, unfortunately, but for now, I think we might be fine. Now, if we get a sword here, I think we'll be in a really, really good spot, because then we can solo frontline the Yasuo. And we do get a sword, which is Insta-Slam GA. And we hit Chalice, right? Or that could be Runons. I don't really like Runons unless I hit a Kalista like right now. We do not hit a Kalista right now. We hit a Xin Zhao. So that's not going to do much for us. I actually might make the Runons because I will probably end up rolling for the Kalista and go for 6 Duelist. So, yeah, I think that's definitely what I'm going to do. I will put the item on this Nami, though. And I think the only improvement I could have made is the Yasuo being solo frontline, but I think this is going to be fine. Because we have Enlightened, Nami will gain extra mana anyway off the Runon's bolts, so this will be cool. We can sell here, make 30 gold, and then if we get 6 Duelist here, that probably maintains us up until like level 8. Hopefully. So we're going to level, and we're going to roll just a little bit. So pick up a couple things. Alright, we hit the Kalista, and we have an extra thing here. So we're going to just reposition. And I think we can just put that on him. Unfortunately, we did have to roll, so we're not really good financially. But if we don't lose fights for the next couple turns, then that really doesn't matter. But hopefully we can get a blue buff, and then, you know, none of that'll matter anyway. If anyone else has any questions about anything, just let me know, and I will do my best to explain. Alright, well, we're hitting Shens. I've already sold one. So I don't want to sell another one, even though I'm not going to be using it for a while. But to make economy, I'll definitely sell it. You know, if I happen to lose this one. Besides that, I think this is a pretty decent setup, at least right now. I mean, if we hit blue buff, because we've sacked a lot of health already, and we are a lower pick, we'll be in an extremely good spot, but if not, you know, be a little bit iffy. There's one guy with 4 Vanguards still, but now that we have a Callista, I think it's not too out of the realm of possibility to be able to deal with that. But I suppose we'll find out. We'll fight him, hopefully, within 2 turns. How strong is he? He's level 7 with 10 gold. Okay, so that's actually really bad for him. It's really early to hit level 7, but, you know. So there's not really anything I can think of that I could use here. I could use the bow, but it's kind of chancing if this is actually going to combine or not. So I'm going to try and do the trick. I think from watching this, it seems like I prioritize upgrading existing units on the board too much. It's possible. Okay, cool, it worked. So, fun fact, you can do stuff like that because that Xin Zhao is about to combine into 3. So when you buy a new unit, it pops up here. So when the store pops up here, you just hold your mouse over the empty space and then you spam the sell button, which is default, I believe, E. I don't want to give the wrong information. Okay, so sell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I used the default keys. But, yeah, so I didn't want to make a static shiv. I wanted to make sure that my Callista could have the item instead. But, yeah, I would say this guy is ridiculously strong. You've got to have, like, 3 or 6 Elderwood, right? 3? 4? Yeah, okay. That is a little bit unfortunate, but he's ungodly strong. Yeah, it's not so much prioritizing existing units as it probably is, like, being able to identify when to prioritize those units. So, basically, my biggest tip is that 99% of the time you take your first chosen champion and you build a comp around it. If you hit your first chosen at a very early part, you can kind of chance it, but usually you want to just take your first chosen and then you build something around it. Again, like I took this Yasuo and I'm playing around it. So, you know, okay, so this guy's the top guy. So I might just lose this one too, but it's also possible I don't. Actually, no, I think I do because of this fucking Veigar. And he has a Lilia? That's insane. Okay. I think if I kill one more unit, it's going to be fine. So if I kill this Lilia, it'll be okay. Alright, kill the Lilia. I'm going to sell the Shen. But it's all about, you know, making your team around what you can. I mean, like right here, I'm in a sort of bad spot because I have 4 pairs. Which just means that I could have 4 different upgrades on my team. But I don't want to spend my gold too much because it'd be sacrificing too much movement later. Which is why I'm also hesitating to buy this Lux, because if I don't get a gold drop, I think Lux is the last thing I want to upgrade. Alright, I got a 3 gold drop, it's fine. Alright, so now I'm going to level, and I'm going to find something else to put in, which might just be that. I'm going to keep going because I have too many pairs to actually pass up. So I want to at least get 2 of my pairs down. A bunch of purple champions, more Lux. Alright, so now I've effectively upgraded most of my stuff. And I can also give a Rage Blade and a sword just for extra strength. I now only have 2 pairs left, and I can sell everything I'm not using to maintain a little bit. And I'll actually Divine Spat Slam, I think, here too. Maybe. I guess I can wait. It might be good. I'll probably have to put Irelia in over Nami. And then I can put in Divine Spat and have 4 Divine, make my Yasuo invincible for like 6 seconds. Said earlier you didn't want to upgrade the Yasuo. Is that because it'll cost too much gold? The thing with upgrading one cost units to their 3 cost form is that it requires you to not level. It requires you to stay at a unfavorable level for way too long, to where I believe that you will lose way too much health. And I don't think that that's worth it about 99% of the time. Now, if you put it in the case of like naturaling, so let's say that you let's say that you get that Yasuo like I did in the beginning, and then there was a Yasuo in the shop, and then let's say the shop directly after that had 2 more Yasuos, which means that I now have 2 level 2 Yasuos. If I happen to, you know, come across 3 more Yasuos, I'll play the level 3 Yasuo. And then I would either consider if I want to continue to play Duelist for the rest of the game, or if I'm going to do my regular strategy, which is play as much as I can strong and then end up selling everything at level 9. And there are games where I'll play something like a level 3 Elise, and then by the end of the game, that level 3 Elise will be sold. So the end game is always just trying to win no matter what. And usually the best ways that I've had with winning are just playing all the legendaries. So my philosophy is that getting to that point most of the time is just usually how I win games. Which is why I like made this Divine Spat, because I know at the end of the game I can use that Divine Spat. And yeah, the other thing is, if you do choose to upgrade the Yasuo, it can be a little bit dicey if you spend too much gold on it. You may want to actually keep the Yasuo if you end up like rolling down 20 or 30 gold for it. Because then that Yasuo, instead of being worth 9 gold, is technically worth 29 gold. Because you've spent the extra gold on it. And even this comp that I have right now isn't super strong. But I think that if I reposition things again, I'll probably be in a decent spot. Alternatively, if I get this Lee Sin. But I'm not really prioritizing the Lee Sin. I'd rather get the item. But, you know, if someone takes the tier, then I'll take the Lee Sin. Because then that'll automatically give me Divine plus Duelist. Bet. That means that I can get rid of this fucking Xin Zhao. And then it means that I can go for 6 Divine, but I don't actually know how strong that is. Alright, well, we hit another Shen. And I guess you can use the tier. So we're going to probably drop this. If we win, we buy the Shen. And I'm going to reposition stuff, because I think that Jax is probably better to solo the front line. I want this Yasuo to actually do damage and not just die. Problem is, a lot of people have like super strong ranged units, and my Kalista is not the best for handling those. Alright. So yeah, my level 8 will probably look like just putting in another Divine. Most likely Warwick, because the bonus AP, or not AP, the attack speed Warwick gives is super valuable too. It's also possible that I just put in the Shen, because getting Adept also works out really good here. But, you know, I'm not really too hard pressed about that. It's super good, but, you know. What's up, Splatter? How's it going? This does seem like a pretty difficult game, though. Usually there's like one person out by now, and the bottom people aren't even one hit. This guy could be an issue. I think he probably beats me. Yeah. A little bit too much healing on that Veigar, but it's okay. We hit the Kalista too. Beautiful. It's a pretty decent jump, isn't it? Yeah, 4 to 6. Or technically 7. So I believe it's like 5% to 7%. And with this, it'll cap out pretty quickly anyway. I think my best case scenario here is to get another sword. But I think anything is pretty much fine here. We get gold and more gold. Okay. We're going to go level 8 here and then try to put in a final divine. If not a divine, we'll just put in a legendary like that. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to roll anymore, but I have a couple options here. Well, I went to watch some YT and saw you were live, so here I am. Yep. This is like the 3rd time I've been live today, too. I've been on it a little bit, I suppose. Alright, phone's got a DND. Kick him off. Bye. Alright, so basically we're gonna be just trying to save all of our money at this point. I'm willing to get rid of that. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else besides that, I suppose. We just want to make sure that no one's like trying to Zephyr any of the carries or any of that. What's Veigar's targeting again? Isn't it like attack speed? Enemy with the lowest health. Okay, so... Okay, that should be fine. Okay, so... Yeah, today I didn't actually watch YT because Christmas and I had to stay with my family. Yeah. I didn't really assume a lot of people would be on these streams today, but you know, there's been a pretty decent bit of traffic. I know that you know, there was a lot of families that kind of were not doing Christmas because of the COVID stuff, but I wasn't really sure exactly how much that was actually going on. Where are you from? It's like every time I stream, it's like 3 in the morning. I'm from the U.S. So, yeah, usually I think the most convenient times that I would be streaming for you would be like midnight or like 1 or 2 a.m. for me. I think I've streamed a little bit these last, like, the last weekdays have been pretty late streams, like starting at like around like the mid to late afternoon my time. So I haven't been super like that's not what I'm trying to do. Come the first of the year, it'll probably be more like you know, something a little bit earlier. But, you know, I have a little bit of business to attend to until that. And there's like not really anything I can do here. This might just be playing for 6th. Because I have not been able to maintain my health as well as I would like to. I guess we pick this up. Yeah, we've got a lot of people from the EU that have been watching these. So it's pretty lit, I gotta say. I have no idea how I'm gonna actually move this comp into more legendaries. I think I have to keep the Lee Sin because of the Divine Spat. But I'll probably just switch things over now, honestly. Get rid of these. Oh, that's a Dusk Chosen. That's probably fine. Another Kayn. Yeah, so we're just going to give all these to Kayn, and hopefully Kayn just carries this, but it's kind of iffy. Unfortunately, we have to slam Frozen Heart, which is not very good. I absolutely do not like slamming Frozen Heart. I think it is arguably one of the worst items in the game. Okay, I think I might just end up losing here, unfortunately. Yeah. Nope, I have 1 health. Okay. There is a god. Do you have Insta or something? Nah. Not really for my TFT stuff. I have like personal ones, but not anything for TFT just yet. There's some stuff that I've been like a little bit washy on. I don't really know what to do here. Like, my mind's telling me, like, get rid of the fucking Chosen. But oh, this Veigar's gonna kill my fucking Ezreal anyway. Unfortunate. Just hit my fucking set. Please. Okay. Unfortunately, I think I'm against one of the stronger dudes anyway, so. Alright, I just need the Veigar to die here. Just need the Veigar to die here. Alright, it's gonna end up killing everything, actually. Alright, yeah. Just one of those games. Hopefully it's not a 7th. It's a 6th. Yeah. So this is one of those games where if we would have won that, we would have been 3rd. Or 4th. But it's either, you know, 6th or 4th. So, it happens. What do you think will happen to the items after the preseason ends? I have literally no idea. Because all of the information on set 4.5 for TFT is just really fucking, like, stupid. The easiest way I'll put it is I'll actually just show Mortdog's Twitter real quick. I guess I have Twitter. So I will show that, but we can go to Mortdog, or I guess we can go to the TFT Twitter itself, because he's probably going to have a lot of stuff about, you know, Christmas and stuff. So we'll switch to the web. So you can see how they're revealing TFT's new set. They're doing it just by, like, piece by piece. They're like, oh, look, this new thing is happening, and they're just, like, these little bits. Oh, well, this champion exists, and now these are the new things. And then, oh, look, Darius is coming in. He's a Fortune Slayer. That's what's going to happen. Like, they're releasing things one at a time. They haven't released a full cohesive thing, and this is why I haven't been able to make a video on it. Because, there's just not any information that's completely confirmed. Now there have been like leaks and things that are kind of up in the air as for like what is actually going to be happening, because some of it seems pretty good, but I don't want to make any videos or any statements based on leaks or information that might not be the most accurate and concise. But as far as I know, the only thing I've heard about items is that Guardian Angel is supposed to be removed, but I can definitely see that not happening because I think Guardian Angel's a good item. But it was a rumor I heard, and again, that's why I can't really confirm anything. And yeah, Darius was in the last set, but he wasn't in this. They had Talon instead, and I think I liked the original Talon that they had, where he was pretty much like Darius and Irelia from the last set, where he would reset his ultimate and stuff, but now, I mean, shit kind of changed. That's why I'm kind of ready for the new set. Get a little bit tired of this when they change stuff too much. Like, change it to not fun. But, I guess we'll see. When they actually put out cohesive information and all that, then I'll definitely have, like, videos and stuff on it, but I mean, as of not today, I think it was last night, I actually recorded a item video that'll be out within a day or two, so, some stuff to look forward to. My only issue with making the item guides is that every single time I've made the item guide, because I've recorded it about like 3 times, it takes so long. Like, the shortest one before the video that I actually recorded was, I believe, 50 minutes long. And as much as I love my audience retention, I understand that that's just not feasible to happen. Okay, well, I mean, this looks like it could be another Duelist game. At least start. Problem is that blue buff isn't super good. Would have been fun if they added Gore Drinker as a new item. They might. To be honest, I haven't kept up with a lot of League. I know that they tried to change a bunch of new items and all that. This is beautiful. But as for actually, like, what's going on and stuff, I really have, like, no idea. So, this is so fucking hard because all of these things are so good. I think I have to only put this on this and just hope that this is fine. 56 mana. I just know that blue buff is really good on Janna, so I might just have to wait a turn here, honestly, before leveling, which kind of sucks, but oh yeah, no, I haven't played 5v5s since February or something. I'm about 9 months sober from League, and I intend to stay sober off League. I'm not a fan anymore. I've played League for fucking like 7 to 10 years, taking breaks in between. I've had my fun with League. I think that's a chapter of my life I can probably keep closed. If I wasn't playing TFT, I'd probably just be playing another game that's not League. Yeah. I spent way too much time being mad, like, when I played League, that it was stupid. I was like, I'm playing a video game to be angry. Like, every time I'd have fun with League, it was from stupid shit I would make up to, like, have fun with League. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to play Karma Top because it's funny. And then that's like, I was sitting there like, huh, I'm not having fun playing the game. I'm having fun making up a game that I made inside the game because the game isn't fun. And that was just like kind of the moment where I'm like, huh, maybe I should probably stop playing this game. Also, in unrelated news, this opening is really fucking good. I've already hit level 2s of 3 units, and I already have a Janna pair, which means I don't think I lose. Also, blue buff Janna is absolutely fucking broken. And this is not getting the Yasuo chosen. This is getting the Fiora chosen. I think normals are way better than ranked. It's actually more playable, and everyone flaming you like that. I think it depends on what you really want, because, like, I would play dumb shit in ranked, but, like, I'd still play. Like, I just mentioned Karma Top. Like, I got Mastery 7 with Nidalee, like, AD Nidalee. And this wasn't, like, that long. It was, like, right before I quit in 2017. So, Season 7. I played AD Nidalee and got, like, fucking Mastery 7. Like, I played very well for, you know, at least my rank or whatever, but, like, I still played. It's just very dependent on, like, I guess the general attitude toward the game itself. It was just never super, like, fun for me in a lot of circumstances. And it wasn't really, like, normals versus ranked for me, even though normals were definitely a whole lot less, I don't know what the word is. Less high stakes, I guess. But, you know, I never had issues playing in, like, ranked with dumb shit, because people would, like, get mad or whatever. But I always muted everything besides pings anyway, and then if someone started spamming pings, I would just mute that anyway and continue to giggle to myself as I was playing the game. But that's also kind of because, you know, you can only play Riven for so long before eventually you're sick of playing Riven and you're just like, yeah, I'm going to play, like, full AD, Renekton or something. Anything to get some fun out of this fucking game. I have no idea what I can, like, move this into next. Maybe Divine. Yeah, if it works. I have 10 games in a row that I lost because someone DCing. Yeah, and that was something that I didn't like about League too. I couldn't, like, in good mind, just be like, oh, this game is over. I literally can't win. My team is down 0-10, and I'm 0-0. And everyone's camping my fucking top lane. Let's sit here for 15 more minutes until we can surrender. And then, even then, they might not surrender. So you're literally being held hostage in a game. And I was just, like, sitting here, I'm like, this isn't fun. And, like, if I quit, my account gets banned. My fucking account that I've paid a shit ton of money, like, on because I'm stupid and have paid money for a free-to-play game. And it's just like, for what? Like, actually, for what? Like, why is this game, like, why do I log on to this game? I want to say, like, mentally, I think it's mentally addicting. Like, for whatever reason, because I think that a lot of people who got into the game got into it at a very competitive nature, and that competitive nature can get very toxic in and of itself. So you already start off playing the game with a toxic nature to it. And, I mean, it's just like, when not everyone is playing competitive, that causes issues. But then you just want to fucking set the game down once in a while. You know, there's just some point where you're just like, I don't want to play this anymore. But then, you know, if you are like, I don't want to play this anymore, and then all of a sudden, you know, it was just too much fucking bullshit for me to deal with, honestly. Too much fucking bullshit. I'm so fucking broke. Hopefully this early level keeps me alive. Oh, this guy also early leveled. Ooh. Oh, he's running Fortune. Okay. If you get good players on your team or just know how to play, it's good. Then you can, if not, you can say GG. Yeah, like, and that's what I didn't like. That's why I liked playing in tournaments and shit more, because, like, again, like, it was like cohesion and there was more fun with it, and you were usually around people who were actually your skill level. Because realistically, when you play ranked in League, not everyone's around the same skill level, right? They can't be. Because if they were, then you guys would, like, no one would move. But because there are skill gaps that exist, that means that those discrepancies can be popped out a little bit more. I have no fucking clue, like, what I can move this into. Whatever, we'll just do this. That happened to me, and I rage quit, and then went to play Modern Warfare 4. Yeah, and that's the thing, too. Like, I don't think people actually had fun playing League. Like, I'm hard-pressed to find people who actually enjoy playing that game. Like, everyone who plays it just has played it for a long time. That's it. Like, no one really enjoys playing it. They just have either played it for too long that they feel too invested, or something else of the same vein. I've never met anyone who's played League of Legends and been like, yeah, I have fun playing League of Legends. And if they do, like I said, there's some other factor. It's like, oh, me and my friends play. Oh, okay, so you're playing with your friends. You're not actually enjoying the game. Or you're playing something stupid like Tank Karma Top because her empowered tether heals her for like 60% of her health twice. Like, those are the reasons why you're playing the game. You're not actually playing the game because it's fun. You know, so that's why I like TFT. I know that if I fuck up and I get like 7th, like, I know that I'm the reason I fucked up about 99% of the time. And then I can look back on my games and see why I fucked up and been like, okay, well, for next time, let's not fuck up again. This might just be a duelist game, honestly. Like, I think my items are a little bit too duelist-centric. Like, in the last game, I was able to switch out because I had, you know, other shit. But for this one, I don't think I can. Not really sure what to do here in terms of items either. It's either bow or Kriglov. Alright. And then we passed each other and we just agreed not to take the other person's item. I can probably just hold off. I think this is a little bit of a better scenario. Like, when you win 10 times in a row, you don't feel nothing, but you lose once and you feel angry. Yeah, definitely. Definitely felt. And that's like, you know, like, I know if I create a new account right now on TFT, my first, like, I would say 10 games are going to be first or second. Because, like, I can express my skill perfectly in it. But, God forbid, I go into League and click slightly off one time. Because then all hell will just break loose. Like, and it's just too fucking much for me. It's, like, just too fucking much. There's just too much bullshit. There's too much room for error, and honestly, I just don't feel like sweating like that in video games anymore. Like, for TFT, you can sweat and everything, but, like, for League of Legends, I can show you how to play the game, but I can't play the game. Like, I can tell you exactly, like, I've coached people before in League of Legends. I've coached them to some pretty decent elos. I can tell you what's wrong with your gameplay, but that doesn't mean I can do it. That means that I have boomer APM, and that I'm better at explaining things than actually doing them. But in TFT, because the game has so many breaks in the flow of time, I can be like, I can actually perform the actions, which is why it's a lot easier for me to, like, explain this, because in League, you have to break down things frame by frame, and in TFT, you break things down more like phases. Or I guess frame by frame, but a little bit wider periods of time. Can you come back in TFT if you're losing, or if you're losing, that's it? You can come back. Usually you have to have a pretty decent basis of how you've progressed the game, but usually the games aren't just completely lost out of nowhere. I mean, like right here, I'm looking for something that I can use. That is something I can use. Okay, so what do we need here in terms of items? It's like, I guess we can just slam that, right? That's not bad. No, because that could be Titans. This person's strong. Why are you strong? Oh, you have fucking Teemo. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I think you can come back. It's usually based on your chosens, though. I'll get rid of you. And then that means I can put in 6 duelist. And that should be fine. It's just Titans. I'm actually going to roll and see if I can find another Yasuo. Because I'd rather put Titans on this dude. Alright. Did not find. We will sell these to try and get our gold back. I'm fine with holding these. Fine with losing out on a little bit of money. And now it's starting to fucking hurt. Yeah, at least in this game, you'll need to depend on yourself. Yeah. Which is, I think, really good, because it allows you to be like, okay, well, I fucked up here, and if I change that, I won't fuck up there again. But then, you know, a lot of people who come from League have bad mindsets. They'll be like, oh, this game's RNG. Oh, I can't do anything. They'll keep that victim mentality from League. And I think that it's misplaced. And I don't think it's very welcome. And I think a lot of people get very angry when I tell them that. People are way too willing to just be like, this game fucking sucks. It's just the game, blah, blah, blah. And I don't let people get away with it, because I know for a fact that it's factually incorrect, and that mindset will do nothing but hinder your gameplay further. I'm losing like a lot of gold. I feel like I have to switch out of these duelists and go into like divine something. Because now like the 6 duelist isn't even sustaining me anymore, which is a little bit weird. Usually it sustains me. I'll probably go for spat here, actually. Because if I go for spat, that means that I can go for immediate dusk spat. If I go for immediate dusk spat, it means I can get out of this shit. Definitely the move, because I can dust back Kayn I can have a level 3 Jax out doing something. And I can put in Irelia plus Shen. Okay, so we're going to Duskbat Kayn, and we're going to roll for a Dusk. We found a Dusk. Can get rid of our fucking Duelist Chosen, I suppose. I think I will get rid of you also. I'll probably get rid of you, put you in. That's a lot of traits. Activate that, pop you in. We have 20 gold. I mean, having a level 3 Jax would still be beneficial here. I think I can get rid of this Janna, though, because I'm losing way too much money by all the stuff that's on my bench. I want to be able to go level 8 in 2 turns anyway. Oh my god. I think if Janna ulted one more time, I would win this. Oh, actually, I might still win this. Alright, I thought that Evelynn was going to crit me. But she did not. So I am the winner. As for items, I am down by 2 components. So I'm actually not doing that bad in terms of items, but that does mean that I'm in a little bit of a situation because I'll only have 2 components that I get, and I don't want to slam this Ludens. So I would have to get something relatively decent for both my rod, which is a little bit hard, and which, you know, my blue buff or my tier isn't really hard. Tier can be built into way more items than rods can. This guy beats me. This guy definitely beats me. Can I kill one more unit? Alright, I killed one more unit. Doesn't even matter. My only issue is, like, holding these many Jaxes has definitely cost me some economy. Alright, alright. Let's do it. 4 Divine. And we'll just see what we can do with these items. I don't know. Seems like I could still go on Lux, but hopefully I get gold here so I can maintain my 50. If I don't, I'll probably have to sack a turn. So that's another blue buff. It's a sword. And I didn't get gold. Okay, so this is definitely Gunblade. And then I'll make blue buff for both Jax and this bitch. And then I'm going to level to 8 next turn and probably look for something a little bit better. I mean, there's nothing in my shop I can use right now. But if I go for 6 Divine, it kind of has to be worth it. And I don't know if going for level 3 Jax for 6 Divine would be worth it, or if there's something better. But I definitely lose this first round because everyone rolls down, so. I might end up selling the Irelia also if I don't hit this Jax, like, immediately. Like, if I don't have Jax in this shop, I might just get rid of it. Alright, we'll see. Alright, yeah, we're gonna get rid of you now. Because now, this can go in, this can go in. Can't really use Brawler Chosen. Okay. There's a Set, a Shen 2, and this Jax is no longer useful. Best items in TFT, I would say, are Guardian Angel, Force of Nature, and then probably Giant Slayer. If you're not counting spatula items, if you are counting spatula items, I would say Dusk Spat is probably the best because it is so easily splashable. And I don't run this bitch anymore, right? I think I can probably get rid of her. I might have to hold it for now. I guess those are the big ones. And I didn't even need to sell that Morgana. That was really stupid. GA is like... I would just say is like bar none just the best because it nullifies so many people. I think things like Jeweled Gauntlet are kind of underrated though. Blue buff I think is kind of underrated. Trap Claw's a little bit underrated. Giant Slayer is really, really good because it completely like nullifies a bunch of fucking builds. Isn't. I assume you mean worst items. Fucking Warmogs. And what's the other one? I mean, I'm gonna take this Warmogs. Warmogs and Frozen Heart are the worst items in the game. Stoneplate's okay. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I don't think it's like good. It's very very average, I suppose. That can go. This can go in. This can get here. And this dude can go because this can go in. Okay, so this is fine. Basically, Stoneplate is okay. The only problem with Stoneplate is that right now it's like a stat check. If you have it, it's like okay, but the stats on it just aren't very good right now. That just means that eventually it'll get buffed to the point where it's good, and if it gets nerfed, then, you know, it's not as good at that point. But it's really, really kind of just based on that. So when it's good, but when it's not, it's not. Alright, come on, set, pick up Galio. Didn't pick up Galio. 24 health. Okay, so I can actually survive this if I tank one more. Is there anything I can swap out here, though? It doesn't look like it. Like an item with stacks, so it's pretty good. Titans Resolve. It's pretty good. It was another stat check comp, or another stat check item, but it's way better now, I think, because there's so much healing. For instance, this Red Cane is going to heal based off of Gunblade 33%, and because he's red, it's going to be 50%. So that means this guy will heal 80% of the damage he deals. So once I get him to level 2, he'll be really good. Unfortunately, until then, he's kind of like, okay. This guy's comp has a ton of stuns. This doesn't kill me, right? I'm pretty sure this doesn't kill me. Nah, I have like 8 health. There it is. This is going to have to be a roll down. Yeah, especially because I'm hitting this fucking terrible item. Definitely not as good because I had to roll way too much because I was hoping on getting like a Jax 3 to carry me. But again, this is why I don't play reroll comps, because I was just hoping on that Jax 3 and that Jax 3 never came. Yeah, I'm just going to roll down. I don't have enough gold to go to the top. I don't think that Enlightened is going to help me. Duelist Callista, lol. We're just going to keep going. I guess I can take this Cassiopeia. guess you get this. I'm not going to run this. And this dude's just too fucking strong. So it's going to be probably a 7th, 6th, 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 5th, 5th. Not bad. That was a hard game too. The top dude was 21 HP and the dude above me was 16. So I'm not even like upset about that any means. Sometimes you just play and then you take a 5th and then go next. That's fine. Sunfire is good in the early game. The problem with Sunfire is that late game, the damage is super negligible and the healing reduction is like kind of meh. It just is really, really good early because of the amount of damage it does, especially when it's put on a brawler or something with a lot of health or that's just generally tanky. But unfortunately, like late game, like I said, like there's a good chance that you want something better on one of your champions. I mean, because at the end of the game, you only have 6 items, and Sunfire Cape loses a whole lot more value than something like Bramble Vest does. Bramble Vest is like value, like B tier value throughout the entire game, but Sunfire is like A tier in the beginning and like D tier at the end, just because of the way that like the stats work and stuff. Which is also the same with like Gargoyle Stoneplate. Gargoyle Stoneplate isn't super good early, but if you get it like late game when there's 9 champions attacking you instead of 3, Gargoyle Stoneplate gives you more armor the more champions are actually attacking you. So because there's like 9 champions hitting one unit, then it'll gain, you know, like let's say 100 armor instead of like 40. So that's just kind of the general premise of like why certain items are better at certain times in a game. But usually it comes down to like stat checks or things of that nature. But, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, generally certain items. Yep. You have a good night. Hope that you know, you sleep well and everything, and you know, Merry Christmas. Oh boy, I'm up against the real EDG Clear Love. Anyone else watching, you can feel free to join the Discord server as well. I am going to try to occasionally post the link because I'm going to be looking to do like viewer games and stuff. All right. more gold. Okay, so we get a level 2 Maokai. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Probably just go for this, I guess. So let's just go for Moonlight plus Maokai or Sharpshooter or Mage or something. Definitely have a lot of options. Alright, well that gives us Brawlers. So... I'm going to just stack this full of Brawlers, honestly. I'll go with... I'll actually put the Diana in. Give her Hand of Justice, and... Chain Vest. Because I think that she's the most likely to get sold anyway. So kind of might as well. If it's going to be anyone I'm going to try and get rid of, it'll be her. Appreciate the compliment, John. I just do my best. And, you know, hope people can benefit from the channel. Now we've hit this, which is pretty cool. Yeah, appreciate the content and you dropping by to check out the stream for a little bit. Yeah, I'm happy about that too. I know I personally have had not the most fun time in League, and I think that TFT is, if nothing else, just a little bit more of a relaxing experience for sure. You know, even if you don't want to play it at the competitive level, I think that my videos can help a little bit with at least getting introduced to the game. I know the complete guide is like my most performing video by long margin, and you know, I'm happy that there's that many people who actually have a decent benefit from it. You know, you never really know how those videos are going to go, especially with a game like TFT, which has kind of a smaller audience. Alright, we're going to go with Silas Carey here for the opening, most likely. Unfortunately, until we hit Aphelios 2 or an equivalent Moonlight, we're not going to get the level 3 Silas, but this will be a pretty decent opening, I think, especially because I have a 4th Brawler sitting on my bench, and I've already pre-leveled. So we can use pretty much anything for items as well. Could be Titans. Literally could be anything. Could be Sunfire off the 3 cost. Could also just grab the Aphelios because that gives me a second Aphelios. I'm going to go for the Aphelios, I think. Actually, no, I'm going to try and just win streak. I usually don't like to skip out on like that Aphelios, because if there's another Aphelios in my shop on this turn, I'm going to be super upset, but alright, there isn't. Cool. I don't have a reason to get angry. We're going to put that in, and I actually have this as a better 4th Brawler. So hopefully we win this, and then I can just sell off these 2. And then my level 6 could just be the random Ash or something. Who knows? If we do win this, though,
it's kind of a free fucking game, honestly. Well, this guy also made Sunfire Cape. But he has a Zephyr on the bench that he's not slamming. So if he slammed that Zephyr on the front line, it's possible that he could have won, but... Now I have my 10 gold. Now the game begins. And we hit a second Nunu. So right now, literally, we just need the fucking Aphelios. Or, I mean, if we hit like 2 or 3 Lissandras in a shop, I'm more than happy to switch the Lissandras or whatever out for the Aphelios. The Aphelios is just the final Moonlight. But if not, we'll just chill. If I get like a Lulu or something, I think that will be pretty decent too. We hit... Could be Giant Slayer. I'm not sure exactly what to do with the spatula. Sword kind of feels like a good go for something else though. I'm at 100 health. I don't entirely want to do this, but I'm going to. I guess I'll put it on Aphelios because I need more range stuff. It's been like a good early game comp because it bumps up one of your champions level. It can be if you have pretty decent items for it. If not, it's just a little bit, like, I guess, it can be very risky if you don't have good items or a decent, comp, like, to go along with it. Because I think that, like, Aphelios is not as good, without items. But if you do get items, then he can be pretty decent. Here it looks like I'm probably going to end up switching out Aphelios, though. I just need to find something. And this is really iffy, too, because now there's an Ashe in my shop. Possible I just go into some form of divine something. Rolled down a lot of gold, but like it's really hard, I think, for anyone to beat me now. My only issue is that I'm not getting my full Moonlight trait. Like right now, it's like I have a lot of value out of Moonlight, but I really want to have the full value, so I need a level 2 Moonlight champion that isn't my Sylas. So basically that's why I'm kind of rolling a lot, because if I hit a Diana or something of the same vein, then I'll be in a really, really good spot. If not, it's like just okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. All right, we hit the Aphelios. So now, instead of getting the 1-star Aphelios to 2-star, now I get the 2-star Sylas to 3 stars. So in that case, it's going to be pretty good. And I'm holding onto this Ash, which means that my level 7 will be Elderwood plus Hunter. So I already have a really good route for where I'm going. It's just that I actually have to get there now. And I ended up selling one of my Luxes, unfortunately, to try and maintain Econ. So it's not the best spot to be in, but, you know, could be worse. But Moonlight, I don't think inherently is, like, super good, but it definitely can be good if you have the right pieces to go along with it, I think is the best way to put it. But there are a lot of routes that are pretty good. And I don't know how long you've been on the channel or whatever, but in essence, the way that I play the game is a little bit weird. I basically play whatever I can that's strong into a route of, like, just going to level 9 at the end of the game. So for this game, I'm going to be playing, like, Moonlights for most of the game, and then eventually I'm going to switch it into a bunch of legendary champions, a bunch of the level 5 champions. And hopefully if I can maintain my econ for the rest of the game, I'll be able to get to level 9 with 50 gold. But, you know, that's what we're crossing our fingers for. It's all on how I play from, you know, here to then. But I think that with the 3 items on Sylas, one being Sunfire, which is a pretty decent champion, I think we'll be fine. I did make a video on Econ. I think it's called, like, the Complete Guide to Evian Economy, I think. It might be something named a little bit differently. But I do vaguely remember making a video talking about some of the things. I'll look it up real quick. Because I know I talked about it in a couple different videos. Complete Economy and EV Value in Teamfight Tactics is what it's called. And then there's, it's from 2 months ago. It's one of the green videos. It's the green thumbnails are the super high edited videos that usually have a lot more high-packed information but are usually much shorter. And then the blue background videos are usually ones that don't have a lot of editing, but are, like, done, like, live, I guess. But yeah, Teamfight Tactics, Complete Guide, Economy, and Effective Value. And definitely no problem. The video I was talking about after that too, it's like talking about streaks. That one's pretty decent as well. That is a very, like, math oriented video, but I think that one can help out for general tips involving some rules to follow with econ, just to never get screwed over, really, is I guess the best way to put it. Because there's a lot of things with economy that people sometimes might not completely understand. This is not the best position, but it's definitely not the worst. I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to try and maintain my econ for this game, as much as possible. So I'm just hoping that, my whole setup here will be able to maintain me. And I think that it's possible to, but I feel like there's one or two people who could probably still beat me. Yeah, no. I think that economy is probably the most important thing in TFT, but it could be a little bit debatable. I haven't watched the video, so sorry if it's answered, but you said you prefer Strong's Champs. You can early into level 9 route. Does that mean you prefer pushing win streaks over loss streaks? Yes, absolutely. So in TFT, this is something I think I talk about in... It might be the same video. I could be wrong. But there's one video where I talk about health and how, like, health exists in TFT. And basically, health is Okay, so... Yeah, it must be that video, but I'll reiterate it here because it's a really good concept anyway. Basically, in TFT you have value as it exists for anything. So basically, if you want a level 1 champion, you're typically going to try and roll for it at levels 3, 4, and 5. Not usually 3, but 4 and 5 because you've built the economy for it. And so you have a high value for doing that. Your gold is worth more because you have a higher roll chance. And so if you want to be able to gain value somewhere, one of the only things you can actually use to completely like gain value from thin air is your health. Your health is pretty much a gauge for value. And so the easiest thing here is if you open fort, which is where you sell all your champions in the beginning and you just exclusively like let yourself take a bunch of damage. So you get first pick and then you get to have whatever item you want, basically. It's a strategy that used to be super common, but after the damage changes, I don't think it's viable. But that's just a way that you can spend like 20 HP. And then that would give you, X amount of value, right? So that can be something that's really good, but that can also, come with its own caveats. Like, if you are using that much health, that means later down the line you have to play a little bit safer. The strategy that I use is sort of the opposite, because if I am aggressively playing as hard and aggressively as I can, this is like a very bad situation. If I'm playing as aggressively and hard as I can, in essence, I'm going to be dealing as much damage to people as I possibly can. And that's going to make them, basically by stage 5 and 6, they're going to be in a really bad spot. So, for instance, like right now I have 73 gold, and I'm level 7, and I'm at the top of the leaderboard with 100 HP. So, there's a couple people who have maintained their stuff, but like this guy who's level 8 isn't going to be in a really bad spot, like if he doesn't hit anything here. Because he has no gold, which means he has to basically just go off of what he's getting off the shops. Me, I could, in theory, roll here 20 gold and still be ahead of the lobby. But win streaks are so much better because every time you win, you get 1 gold. So the money that you get will stack up a whole lot harder. And if you're win streaking, that also means that you don't have to spend more money upgrading your board. And I mean, like, if you take into account just what I'm looking at here, after 5 wins, I gained 3 gold. So that means for these last 10 wins, I've gained 3 gold. So for 10 wins, I've gained 3 gold. That means I've gained 30 gold plus this 14 because I've won 14 times. I'm ahead of the lobby by 44 gold at least. And that's just going off of this. So, yeah, playing your strongest board definitely has its benefits. And in addition to that 44 gold, the only person near me in health, this guy at second place, is 72 HP, which is 28 health lower than me. Which means that I have 2 to 3 losses before I'm even in the same area of health. Which means that he has to win 2 or 3 times, basically against me, to be at the same level that I'm at. And even then, the economy difference is insane. Especially because if he has ever gone under 50 gold, he's already, again, at a additional disadvantage there.
And that's actually really bad for me to lose here, but that's fine. Problem I have is I usually win streak, NB 20-30 health above everyone, then fall off super hard late game and get stomped. Haven't played in a few weeks and I learned a lot recently, but the best way transitioning to that game is learning which champions items work the best. Yeah. And that's one thing that I really like about this whole strategy and like how I play is that it's literally I have to learn what every champion does. Like I have to learn what every champion does and their strengths and weaknesses, and that's literally just the game. Like that's how I play. So it allows me to kind of learn pretty much as much as possible, and then just go from there. I think I'm just gonna make Titan's Resolve plus GA, and then I'm going to hold my gold because I feel like I can probably beat about half the people in the lobby, and I'm level 8 with 50 gold. So this is the guy who rolled down like crazy, and now he's at level 8 with 10 gold. No, this isn't the same guy. This is someone else. This is the only other guy who could possibly be a threat to me, but I'm up 20 gold on him, at least. So we'll see right here. We'll see right here if he's actually, able to beat me. Then, maybe I should have rolled down some gold. If he can't beat me, though, then I'm at an absolute extreme advantage to him. And it looks like I'm going to beat him. So here, if he would have rolled down some gold, maybe he beats me. But he didn't. And then, you have my situation where I didn't really roll down gold, so. And in this situation, I could probably just do this. And now I have 6 brawlers, and this is probably going to safely get me to level 9. I would hope so. It's a little bit iffy, but we're going to just hope that this board gets us to level 9 with 50 gold. So basically, because I just knocked that dude's win streak out, he's probably going to look to roll down his gold every turn instead of leveling. Because if he doesn't level and he keeps losing, he's, almost 40 health away from me, and he's closer to the lobby. So all I need to do, I could, in theory, lose, these next 5 and be completely fine. By the time I'm at 50 health, most of the people who are at 50 health are going down to, 40 and 30. It maybe even less, because naturally, these people at the bottom are going to fight each other eventually, which means that they have to play at 0 gold for the rest of the game, which means they can never go to level 9, which means they can never reach those top levels of power that I'm trying to go to. Meanwhile, I can bide my time, wait 5 turns, gain 50 gold for those 5 turns, gain 25 extra gold that they can't gain, and eventually I can just safely slide into level 9 and just proceed to win the game, basically. Which is why you don't see me sweating to use any of my gold right now. I'm just waiting it out. And the best ways to transition at the end of the game are really just kind of on knowing, really, and being able to have a route. I mean, the Moonlight routes are usually easy because there's, only a couple Moonlight champions that you could really go with. But, But all these people, I'm not worried about beating anybody right now. I'm just worried about my gold maintaining. I think that my team is strong enough to beat, half of these people. So if I beat half of them, that's way better than, that matters. Because of my health advantage, I've padded so much. It can allow me to push this. But the thing is, I also haven't sold my Moonlights yet because I have nothing stronger to replace them. Which is something super important that I think a lot of people who try to play this strategy may have issues with because it can be a little bit obscure because it kind of you kind of are trying to play aggressively but also not. And then the other thing that I should note here is that I'm passively picking up units that I can already transition into. So while this says 88, this is actually closer to 100. Because these units are the equivalent of 7, and these are the equivalent of 10, which means that this is actually 105 gold in value. But just things like that are a little bit obscure, I think. Things that people aren't really talking about, and
it's like once I transition also, like I have a bunch of level 2 champions. So if I replace like my Vi, for example, with a Set, it's at a net neutral. But, you know. Again, like losing these is completely fine for me. They all, if they mess up one time, they're out of the game. If I mess up 3 times in a row, which is probably what's going to be these, if I lose 3 times in a row, it doesn't matter. I go to level 9 with 50 gold, which is going to be what's happening. It actually is more beneficial for me to lose this one. So if I win this, I win, and if I lose this, I win. But I do agree that the mid to late game transitions are the hardest because there's just more things in the game. But basically, I'm going to just see where I can put the rest of my units, and then, you know, as long as I don't leave stage 5 with like under, I think, like 36 health, you know, to where I can survive like 3 hits, that's usually where I'm fine at. Yeah, so I'm at 47, which gives me like 3-4 hits. And then, now, because I'm on the PvE round, we can sell the Moonlights. And then we can start slowly transitioning things in. And we hit another one of those, and we can start putting our gold away. And voila. We have now reached level 9 with no Chosen, and we have 50 gold. Now, we will roll down our gold to probably 30, looking for things like Set, Yone, trying to find a Chosen. And then, I mean, that's pretty much, like right now, the power gap will just be so insane, hopefully. I can still afford to lose 3 times, but the likelihood of me losing is going to very sharply begin to drop. Especially as I add in the way stronger champions, including, you know, Chosen level 9 champions. So we have Guardian Angel, and we'll do Titans and Hodge on you. I don't really have any people that can sack. I guess we can do Titans Resolve, Bramble Vest, and then maybe Sword of the Divine on Kayn. Chosen Yone, yep, and it's Adept, which I think is one of the better ones. So we're just going to keep rolling, because I mean now, you know, why not, right? Yeah, so Kayn's going to get this. I don't value the Morgana as much. Definitely don't value the Morgana as much. You'll get this. Kayn definitely gets Titans. Definitely gets this. Definitely gets this. Yep, Chosen Yone. And these are all pairs. So if we get a Ezreal, we get a level 2 Ezreal. If we get a Irelia, level 2 Irelia, Shen, and Kayn. And this is really why I like the comp, because 1, it's fun as shit. 2, what do you do against this? Like, actually, what do you do? And again, if you look at like the side image, they're both 1 hit. I'm still like 2 or 3. And again, I can just keep rolling here. There's a Shen, so I can sell this Irelia, get the level 2 Shen. Like, the spikes that I'm able to get at this point are just really, really hard to deal with. Why do I have 3 Divine? Oh, I have Lee Sin in. Okay, that can go. I don't need Lee Sin. Yeah, Lee Sin can go away. Okay, so this guy has the Set. No, he has the fucking Lee Sin. That's what I meant. So he could possibly cause some issues for my Yone and all that. One more auto. Alright, well, this is a double knockout. And there it is. It's very fun, I gotta say. And honestly, like, that's the main reason why I like, playing this comp, because one, it's fun as shit to watch them fly around and, set slamming them and all that. And then two, like, the ceiling is so high. Once you get that advantage, and if you've pressed it for the entire game, then it's really, like, it's really rewarding to be able to pull out a win like that when you have, like, put in that knowledge, I suppose. But, for anyone else in the chat, there's also the Discord. I might be doing, like, viewer games in a few days. I just like to periodically post the Discord because it's a whole lot easier than me making, like, 2-minute announcement videos if there's any new information that I have for you guys or whatnot. Yeah, I gotta say, that was one of my more tame games. There's plenty of times where I'll open the game with something like Sharpshooter, and then at, like, level 7, I'll switch everything into Dusk, and then at, like, 8, I'll switch everything into Elderwood or Divine, and then at 9, I'll switch everything into that comp. Because I'm never looking for a specific comp. Like, I know that when I played for most of my time, it was just me looking for, these are the champions that are played in the Elderwood comp or whatever. But the more I played as, like, this sort of style, it was more so, like, just kind of fitting together puzzle pieces. Like, you have, like, the 3-piece of, like, Janna being good, Yuumi being good, and Teemo being good. And if you play them together, you have Mystic plus Spirit, plus a bunch of shielding and healing. And Teemo using a blind counters a lot of early game champions like Vayne and Yasuo, who are kind of, like, troublesome early if you don't have Vanguards. But, you can completely nullify that with a couple champions, and plus the fact that he does a shit ton of damage. So it's just a lot about, like, playing to that stuff, and it's also playing to whatever your strengths are at the beginning, or being able to take, like, worthwhile chosen champions, and then what kind of works with your items. There's really just so many little things that go into it, and it really can, like, the early game concepts are obviously, like, I would say some of the most important, because it starts you out, right? And the biggest thing is just being able to have, like, slammable items, honestly. Which is why, like, I personally prefer tier, but if I recommend people to play the build, I say either belt or vest, because they're the most flexible. And belt is probably the best because... actually, I wouldn't say belt is the best, because if you get stuck with too many belts, you're in a really bad spot. If you get stuck with too many vests, you can at least pull it out. But, if you have a belt, it lets you make Zz'Rot or Sunfire, which are absolutely nuts early game. But I go for tier because I like blue buff and Hand of Justice a lot. And it's just kind of a preference. I know that some people who've played this build will go for Rod or Vest because, like, Locket is really, really valuable. They'll go for different openings, and they'll ignore different openings. Like, I ignore things like Dazzler or Lissandra. They might take it. I ignore Vanguard Wukong. They might take it. So people understand different routes, and they play different comps and champions. So they might have a better understanding of certain things instead of how I do. But as I play the game, these are just sort of the things that I've noticed. Which has allowed me to, get a bunch of accounts into, like, Diamond and shit. But I haven't played on the main in a while either. So yeah, like, when I see openings like this, I see possibly Duelist. And then because I have a Twisted Fate, I see possibly Cultist. So, like, these are the routes that I immediately see. And you usually want to hold units like this too. Because, like, if you have anything under 10 gold, or, like, between 20 and 30, that extra gold isn't doing anything for you. So if you put it on your bench, as long as you can, move around with it, it'll be fine. And then I get this Lux, and I'm like, okay, well, that could possibly be some sort of Divine. We have Moonlight Lysandra, which means that we could go for another Moonlight opening. But because I don't immediately have a Moonlight now, it's kind of iffy. And I also have a Twisted Fate right here. So I'm going to just put these in instead. Because this is the last round, so I might not get any drops here. So, depending on what I get dropped, okay, that could be Ludens. And that looks like Locket. And then we hit a Yasuo Duelist, which doesn't really help us. Again, this is something we can't really take. Or at least I don't want to take it. Because I don't think it's valuable enough. And then I'll just make this Locket. And I'll do this. Highest ranked I've ever reached was Masters 50 LP, I believe. But I guess it should be duly noted that I stopped trying to climb after that point because I don't think that TFT currently has, like, things worth climbing for. Like, there's not enough competitiveness that I want to spend any more time climbing TFT, unfortunately. If there was more support for TFT, I would be more than happy to actually put more time into climbing. But unfortunately, as there's not, I just can't justify sweating over TFT and getting angry about TFT nearly at all as I would like. So I would be willing to pursue something like Grandmaster. I'm not sure I'm confident in my ability to actually get Challenger, but, I would much rather spend my days making TFT content and helping other people with the game who are more motivated than me to actually climb. And, maybe it would be better for me to help someone get rank 1 than me actually pursue rank 1. Because I know that I wouldn't enjoy trying to pursue rank 1. Just as who I am as a person, unfortunately. I could go for Vanguard. There is this in my shop. Yeah, no. I think once I hit Masters, it was sort of a where do we go from here moment, and then I had a little bit of an epiphany, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm happy where I'm at right now. So we'll continue this some other time. Oh, this is a fucking Chosen Lulu. Yeah, I definitely die here. Chosen Lulu is the most busted thing right now, I'm pretty sure. Even my mage start is fucking nothing. Oh, is it a mage Lulu? It's a mage Lulu, so yeah, even they get that. That guy probably wins at least a top 4 out of that. I did not think I was going to win that. Give me a blue buff. Right? I have, okay. Just wanted to make sure I had the right item. Yeah, realizing that and being able to look at it objectively is really cool. Always better than getting mad constantly and queuing for the next item. Yeah. And that's why I'm very relaxed with my play. Like, I've had plenty of bad games today where objectively, like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, this is probably what could have been done better. But then there's somewhere I'm just like, yeah, okay, well, luck wasn't on my side with that one. That one was objectively pretty unlucky. But that doesn't really, you know, you have unlucky games. I'm not, like, gonna stress. That's my thing. I don't have time to be mad and stress about stuff anymore. Throughout our lives, we are awake, like, 16 hours a day. We sleep for 8 hours, we work for 8 hours. That last 8 hours of our day is for, like, whatever we want to do to either enjoy being alive or to pursue our fucking dreams. And I've played League for long enough, to have not enjoyed video games that I just no longer am interested and no longer have the time to be mad and angry at a video game, using my time that I have to pursue my dreams and goals. So that's my philosophy on just like anything and everything involving, TFT and, hobbies in general. But, that's my soapbox, I suppose. All right, let's see. I think I'm gonna get rid of this fucking Lux, because I feel like blue buff on either Annie or Twisted Fate would be better. Maybe Twisted Fate. And then we can get rid of these. Let's us buy this. So we got a mage opener right now, but it might transition into some form of divine or sharpshooters at some point. Trying to think. The couple people who've beaten me have seemed like relatively strong, but I think only the top guy and this dude are really doing a lot of damage. It's mostly just because this guy got fucking Shade Zed, so Shade Zed is really, really strong because Zed is a very selfish champion, and everything that involves that champion is literally just to make himself stronger. So you hit Shade Zed and it's gonna probably carry you, regardless of what you put on it. At least for, I would say, stage 2, maybe half of stage 3 up until the carousel. And then you usually have to either put too many resources into him for it to be worth it, or you have to sell him and get some new. Let's see. Do I get like a sword here for Zeke's? Do I get like Sunfire? Z-Zerat, okay, perfect. And then we get a Chain Vest for something else. We have a Riven also. Could I make Dusk out of this in a couple turns? It's definitely Z-Zerat Annie because she's already level 2. And then if I had maintained a win streak, I'd probably level her. But I didn't, so I didn't. It's probably putting in Riven, and then eventually if I find a Thresh, it'll be swapping out the Garen, because then that'll give me Dusk, which will just make all my shit do more damage. And because Riven is a generally strong champion, and Thresh is a stronger champion than Garen. But we'll probably be able to maintain the mage thing, at least for a little bit. And then at some point in time, I'll have to look into something else with it, but I think for now this might be okay. Oh, this Twisted Fate's gonna fucking kill me. Ooh, he didn't crit. I win. Easiest game of my life. Alright, let's go to level 6. So we pop that in. And there's actually double Hecarim. Since I'm not going to make Econ, I'm willing to roll 1. Okay, well now we have double Garen, double Hecarim, so I'll roll 1 more, and I can actually roll 1 more. Because now I can sell these Garens. Because the Hecarim is just better. So no Thresh, no Garen 2, and no Hecarim 2. But objectively, I should win this, so it'll be fine. And I'll just put Chain Vest on Riven. This person has perfect fucking Akali items, and they're doing nothing to this Hecarim. Alright. This... What are you running? Hold up. He's level 6 at 3-2 with 50 gold. He must be on, like, a complete loss streak. Okay, there's a Hecarim too, but there's also a Thresh. I'm feeling the Thresh. But I also don't want to get rid of the Hecarim too. I'll just have to switch this out. And then I suppose that means that I could put in something else to give me Divine. Divine's not really going to win me this fight, though. Not really going to win me this game. Because, I mean, what am I using Divine for? A level 1 Irelia and a level 2 Wukong. I think I'm good. I think the Hecarim is going to be more valuable than the Divine. Especially considering this healing that he's going through right now. Alright. Do I win this? I think if my Twisted Fate ults one more time. Oh, fuck. This is the guy with the Lulu. Never mind. Never mind. I definitely lose this. Overtime. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I was hopeful up until I realized who I was fighting. What's the plot here? Did I just go for another tier? It's either tier or sword. And there's no sword, so it's tier. If it's not tier, could be bow for Titans. Yeah. I would go for a second locket if I didn't already have the item on Riven. So, would have been unfortunate. But, it works for me. Because I think double locket on Twisted Fate wouldn't be the worst thing ever, but, you know. Do I ever play this, actually? I would have to wait for 4 Dusk for like a turn or two, yeah. I think I can play it. I'm also going to pick up these Namis because I feel like Nami is actually going to be more impactful than Twisted Fate. The only thing is I have to wait till I get a level 2 Nami, and I left one in the shop last turn because I don't think I was paying attention. Twisted Fate kind of sucks unless you have like a Jeweled Gauntlet with your mage. I would like to kill one more unit, but I don't think I can. I mean, the Sejuani looks good. I'm going to sell this Cassiopeia. I need to make something happen here. If I'm not making anything happen, I have to at least collect the extra gold where I can. And then prepare for any other transitions. Because, like, while I was relatively strong, now it just feels like I'm fucking falling off too hard because I don't have anything useful for my mage units. Usually when I play mage opener, I try to have either Luden's Echo on Anami or Jeweled Gauntlet on Twisted Fate. Oh, please let me just... Oh my god, are you kidding me? 3 HP, I'm so sad. Just because it takes that wind-up time, that wind-up frame, for me to actually cast the ultimate. Alright. I'm going to sell these and switch into some form of divines. Because I don't trust running that anymore. If I lost 3 in a row to that, that's not going to be strong enough to carry me through this next stage, especially at my gold right now, because I'm not going to be able to level or any of that. Okay, so I hit an Irelia too. Let's see. That can go. This goes in. We'll do this. We'll give you this. Kindred can probably get that. We'll give that to you also. And this should be relatively strong. I think if we give Warwick GA, we might be good. This is a fucking another mage, whatever, Vygar player, so we're probably gonna lose to this. And again, like, we didn't level or anything here, so we're gonna sacrifice this health right now to gain about like 8 gold or something. Alright, so now we have 50, and we're just going to buy stuff. Going to look for something that we can use. That's an Elderwood Chosen. That would be good if it was, but it's not. That's a Shade Chosen. Can't really use that either. We're going to get rid of this. Going to get rid of this. Going to pop this in. You go in. You go in. That's a fucking Dusk Riven. Hello. And we'll just upgrade the fucking... What's this fuck? Alright. This should be strong enough, but I don't know. I'm hoping this is strong enough. I think once I find a different Kindred, I'll probably swap the blue buff to Riven. Besides that, I can't think of any other upgrades. Guardian Angel on Warwick would be really, really, really good. But at this point, I just need to maintain my gold or else I won't make it to the late game because I'm only at 49 health. So this is kind of playing from behind. This is the guy with the perfect item, Akali, and it almost one-shot my fucking Riven. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to beat this guy either. Especially because he has the fucking 4 ninja buff active too. So he definitely rolled down all of his shit for that. It looks like he has 4 assassins too, does he? Xiao Du. Yeah, okay, so he has 4 assassins. He has perfect fucking setup. I have no idea what to get here. Guardian Angel, most likely, yeah. I can get it on a 3 as well. That's a decent little thing there. Yeah, I mean, the Dusk Riven doesn't fit super well, but I think this is okay. It's definitely like, I'm not going to pass up on a free 2-star 4 cost. So, pop you in. These 2 can probably go. Maybe, yeah. Doesn't really do anything for me. And I just need to move things around a little bit. You can probably go back here. I need something for fodder for Ashe. Alright, my Titans Warwick popped off. I don't have a lot of upgrades right now, unfortunately. I think the only thing I could really upgrade is my fucking Jax. I mean, I could go for like Ashe or Lux or something, but I don't think those are going to win me any games. Little bit surprised I actually made it back up to 50 gold by the time this shit happened. I was at 40 gold at the last PB. I guess I can pick these up, because it's very possible I switch into Dusk. Because I have blue buff, Titans, and GA. So it's possible to go for Riven. So if I pick up some extra Dust champions, if I happen to hit like a Jhin or something, I could switch it. Alternatively, if I get something good off the PvE, it's possible too. I most definitely lose this really hard. This is going to be a roll at 8 game. I'm not going to be able to make it to level 9, so I'm going to just have to see what I can do. Honestly, I think Dusk is the best thing I'm going to be able to get here. I do not see a universe in which I can find anything better. So we'll just leave it at that. So we're going to go with blue buff plus GA plus probably Titans. Yeah, definitely Titans. Crit Glove. And what else do we got here? So it's Shroud. And Beautiful. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, so you go in, you go in. Only at 3 Dusk, that fucking sucks. The double Azir is so fucking funny. Alright, I believe in you, Riven. I'm believing the whole time. This is third cast, right? No, it's not. What are you running? Is that 6 mage? No, 6 Elderwood. Okay. I would really, really like 4 Dusk. Thank you. Okay. Okay, there's a Yone. So what can I get rid of? I can get rid of you. I can pop you in. You can go in. I actually don't need you. Welcome to your tape. Okay, so we have 10 gold here. So it's possible that we can pull this out. It's a little bit unlikely, but it's possible. Yeah, no, RA kind of fucks up Dusk, so... Yeah, no, we lose that. Yeah, that's definitely fucking painful. Playing from behind is so much worse, especially if you have a fucking lobby like this, where this dude is basically what I was last game. So, yeah, so we got 7 Elderwood. 6 Elderwood, technically. Duelist. This guy went the reroll Yasuo. Moonlight with Divine Spat. That's literally the thing that I had last game, too. That's really funny. But, like, all these people are pretty much one hit. Just like last game, but this time I am on the receiving end. But no worries off that. sometimes you get to be the guy rolling the lobby, and then sometimes you are the guy who the lobby is rolled over. Trying to think if there's like anything that game that like particularly stuck out. I think I had a weird chosen in the beginning, right? I think I ignored a chosen in the beginning. I don't remember. It feels like I ignored a chosen in the beginning. Or maybe there was something less than ideal. Yeah, no, I ignored Alessandra. Yep, I ignored Alessandra and then a Yasuo. I ignored 2 Chosens, which is why my early game was so bad. Yeah, it was. Lissandra and Yasuo are some of the biggest baits in the beginning. So, but usually you don't get games that bad where you're fighting for 7th. But, you know, technically I could have rolled down the end there a little bit more, but everyone was so much more powerful, and especially there were so many Ahri players that it was kind of hard to deal with. And my items were really, really geared toward the late game. Like usually you have a good mix of like early game like strength and then late game strength, like the Sunfire, Zz'Rot type deals. But that was like very much like if I got to level 9 with those items, it would have probably been a first. But those items weren't strong enough to get me to level 8 and 9 safely. And then my economy was way too fucked. Like, way, way too fucked. I don't know, it felt like I had a little bit less gold than normal in the beginning. But that also might be because I wasn't win streaking in the very beginning. So, that's my issue. I think my issue is that I'm not used to playing from that far behind. What website would you recommend to learn which items are good for each champion? This is actually something that I've been working on a video for. I was just afraid it was going to become outdated. But there's some form of TF Tactics GG, I believe, has something. Or maybe it's on Lol Chess. I don't remember the exact thing, but there's literally a website that tells you what the current best in slot items are. I'll find a link for it real quick. I know it's gonna fuck up the thing, but I'll switch the Streamlabs over real quick just so I can demonstrate. So this is the website, and it literally will tell you the top 5% of everything that's being used. So I'll just link this. There's a bunch of websites that have things like that. So, you know, I was gonna make a whole video on that. So here's the link. But TF Tactics GG and Lol Chess GG are both good for information. It's just navigating the websites can be a little bit dicey. Okay, so I definitely want to go for like sharpshooters or something this game. And we hit a Warlord Garen. That works for me. The real question is, do I hold on to these Garens? Because they already have Warlord stacks now. Or do I sell them? I'm going to sell them. I'm going to sell them because I can get this Jarvan and immediately activate Warlord. and can have new stacks on Jarvan and Garen. I should get like a good bit of gold here though. Or I should get like gold, a lot of gold, or gold and an eco box. 6 gold. This isn't like the best situation. I think I get rid of this. This should be a decent opener. Definitely going to be, hopefully, Warlord centered, though. Yeah, no problem, Rain. It's really hard to, like, find some of that information sometimes, so I definitely get it. Well, hey, I'm going skiing at 5 a.m. in the morning, so I gotta head to bed. Dropped a sub and joined the Discord. Appreciate it. I'm going to hook up, like, stream announcements in the Discord, because there's a bunch of people, joining it, so I'm like definitely needing to put more TLC into it, but you know, hopefully it'll turn out nicely. And then there's the Discord server for anyone who has not joined and wishes to join, because you know, hopefully I'll have a decent bit of like announcements and stuff. I got a couple plans, and I'll probably be working on that video. I have a video going over the items that'll probably be coming out next. I believe the video is completely done. I don't remember if I finished it. I'm pretty sure I finished it, but I forget sometimes, so we'll see. That is a Nidalee pair, a Vi, do I just hit the pre-level here? It kind of sucks to just hit the pre-level, but I think I have to. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the pre-level. And then this is just gonna go on Garen. And hopefully get like GA Garen, but we'll see. It's GA or possibly Sunfire as well. I need my Teemo to ult. Thank you. Please kill the Lissandra in one hit. You did not kill the Lissandra in one hit. That sucks. If I hit like whatever you call her. Okay, well this is probably just a spat, honestly. Actually it's probably Sunfire, now that I'm looking at this. It's something 3 cost, hopefully. So we'll just go for this. The 3 cost will let me actually hit 10 gold here. You know, I assume. Because, I mean, I could hit something here that kind of nullifies that whole statement anyway. But GA on Garen. Alright, so we didn't hit anything that's going to, like, correct that. So we'll just do this. So now if we find something else to put in, we can go for, like we hit, like, Katarina. Like, Katarina's, like, the one that we would want. Then we hit 6 Warlord. And we'll be in a pretty decent spot. Then we can figure out where to go from there. But till that, we'll just chill.
Yeah, definitely not liking some of these matchups. I'm getting out sharpshootered. Okay, so you can go, so I can get 20 gold and not fall behind. The problem with warlords is like once if you are win streaking, it's great, but if you start to lose streak, you will really quickly lose value. So that's why either hitting 6 warlord or winning is really big. And there's like 3 people playing sharpshooter, so I already don't have a good matchup. I'm gonna have to put something in front as fodder. Yeah, this is another. No, this is a guy playing mage. Yeah, we win this one. Very cool. Okay. 20 gold, level 5. And we hit the Katarina. Hallelujah. Okay, so we can definitely go for Katarina right now because I want to build her stacks, and then we can go for Pike next. And then I'll just use this locket to keep her alive, because as long as Katarina ults once, we'll be in like a fine spot. But if she doesn't ult, then it's not really worth. Alright. QSS would be beautiful here. Hallelujah, we get QSS. So we're actually in a really, really good spot now. Katarina is at 950 HP. So she's going to go to like 995 or some shit. Katarina, 995, cool. And then we'll give her QSS plus that. And then we'll give Nidalee this. Sell this. Pop that in. Keep this at front. And we'll put this one back here. And then if we win, we just grab the Xin Zhao. And we're likely just going to pick up a Gunblade, honestly. Because Gunblade Katarina is really, really good. And because we already have the QSS, like, this Katarina is going to ult. So. Alright, cool. The only thing we get now is the Pike in. And then we can just sell the fucking Xin Zhao again. I think that Vi is better than Xin Zhao anyway. The only problem we have right now is that we have a lot of level 1s, but because of the value we're gaining off of the Warlord, we're doing good. Like, that 995 turned to 1040, and that 1040 is going to turn to, like, 1085 next turn. So we're in a decent spot, no matter what. And we have, 2 pairs. But I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be back. Alright. It's a good thing that we still win this.
Be a little bit unfortunate if I lost that because I didn't pick up the Jarvan. I mean, sword is obviously best here. But I don't hate the Katarina to pick up. Don't hate the 4-cost bow either. Well, now we can get rid of the bow. Not really sure who I should put it on. I guess it could go on Pyke. Eventually, Pyke will probably get sold anyway. And hopefully we win this, because if not, I'm definitely willing to sell the Nidalee on my bench, because I don't think this Nidalee is carrying me. That's really funny. I think we have a lot of options in terms of items anyway. We have like... We can get another rod, go like Rage Blade on the Pyke. We could go for... You know, the Gunblade on the Katarina. Could go for Titans. Zizzarat. Definitely plenty of options. Hecarim is not one of them. Riven is possibly one of them. Alright, so we have our Gunblade. Is this just RFC? Guess it could be. This could be something else too. There's always someone with a perfect item Akali. I think if I hit like a Vayne here, I'm willing to level. If not, I feel like I should roll a little bit. bit unfortunate. Little bit unfortunate. All right, there we go. There we go. That'll be it, I think, for this fucking shit though. Cuz I need to like focus more on XP. Like I would really like to fucking utilize this Katarina more, but like it's just not likely. Not very likely. Unless I can move it like just slightly over. It's a little bit better. Katarina's doing a shit ton of damage. I don't think that she survives this. She dodged one. Does she dodge another? Oh my god, she dodges it. Oh my god, it was so fucking close. Literally one half of a second longer. And she would have just spun her way out of it. I have no idea what I can get here. I don't think anything's going to be good. I mean, the Kayn would be the best thing, but Kayn doesn't survive carousels. I guess the Yuumi would be good. It's one of the things that aren't a one cost. So I'm going to go for the Yuumi. It's like unfortunate that my main carry is a fucking level 1 Katarina. So tiny bit sad. I'm actually going to roll because I need to hit something. That is a jinx that I'm not running. Or should I run it? I'm not, because it's going to bait me into fortune. Alright, well, we hit that. No words. No words necessary. We know what's going on. I'm just not gonna put any more faith in this fucking Katarina roll down. I've rolled down way too much gold and I've not hit any Katarinas. So we're gonna save our gold. And we're just going to try and bank on this set, keeping us alive. Oh my god, perfect out of Macaulay. I fought this guy literally as quickly as fucking possible. And then I went win-loss, win-loss. So my economy is not in a good spot. Getting all of the level 3s. I've seen like 5 Xin Zhaos. If Gunblade Xin Zhao was still a thing, I would have played that, but It's not, so I haven't. I honestly feel like if I hit like a cane or something, I'd be in a much better spot because I'd actually get the fuck out of Warlords. And just switch into like Dusk Plus something. Cyrelia. Alright. And I'm not hitting. Alright, goodbye. Next turn, we're going to switch out of all the rest of the Warlords. Well, this is a lovely surprise. Okay. So, with this, I think it's a little bit easier for me to transition into level 8. Maybe. If I don't die out before then. I absolutely hate this guy. I've literally fought him every single time, like the minimum possible amount of times it takes until I fight him. It's like I'm not going to get any stronger, but I need to not lose these next two. It's possible that I go for Titans on set. I don't think he has enough defense to like live. But if I lose this fight, I'm gonna have to roll down no matter what anyway. So it's kind of whatever at that point. If I win this fight, however, I might be able to go to 9. But if I don't, I'm not. So this guy rolled down, so I'm definitely gonna have to roll down. Grabs the Shen, does some damage, dies. It's a roll at 8 game, and I have to roll down to probably like 20. Right before the PvE round. Not going for Aurelia. And that is another fucking 8. No, that's like a 5th. Wow. Why did this game feel so much like worse than the last game? Alright. I think that'll do it for the stream. It's been about 3 hours. 3rd time streaming today. I don't even want to think about how many hours I've streamed today. But, yeah. And I probably could have, like, pulled a higher rank out of that. But basically, the philosophy behind that is either I play for 5th, which is what I got, or I play for, like, 2nd. If I would have won that, I would have maintained 40 gold, and then I would have gained, like, 8 or 16 gold. Or, like, no, like, 4 or 8 gold. But if I would have rolled down all the way, I would have possibly died at a timer, like, right afterward. And it's not usually worth to wait, like, an extra 10 minutes for that. But, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. If anyone wants to join the Discord server, I'm going to be making a couple announcements involving viewer games, because I think it'll be super fun to do, and I have a little bit of video ideas and stuff bouncing around, so, you know, we got that going on, and, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I will keep the subscriber goals updated on our way to 1K subscribers, so. Anyway, hope you guys have a nice rest of your Christmas. If it's still Christmas where you guys are.